Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 2 of my Transport Fever series. Picking up just a few years after I last left you, I just want to show you what I've done. So I've gone ahead and put in a freight station down here in Castle. And I've got the line set up to begin bringing our goods in from the factory. I've added a few more wagons to some of our lines, especially gonna need some more, I think, on this plastics line. As you can see, it's really starting to build up. Our oil line as well has quite a bit waiting. And then I think I added a few more to our between city. As you can see, it has quite a lot of people waiting to go on it, and it's going to need even more stagecoaches on it soon. I think that's pretty much everything I've done so far. In this episode, I think I'm going to get our food service up and running. But first of all, I'm going to go ahead and add another wagon. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and grab 2 of them and put them on this wood line. And I'm going to grab 2 more and put them on the planks line. And I might as well go ahead and grab another 2 and throw them on our plastics line, because it is going to need quite a few wagons on it. This is going to be a very nice little train corridor up through here, because we can stop at all of our major things, and that should become very profitable. But I'm going to actually wait until we get a nice sizable amount of money build up before I start putting in trains, because like I said in my last 2 saves, as soon as I start messing with the trains, things go downhill very quickly. So I want to make sure that I'm very careful with how I put those in. Okay, so let's come over here. We're going to grab our truck station. We're going to find a nice spot for it. Looks like right in here. Grab our next truck station, and we're going to put it in up here. Creates our line. We're going to name this one Road Freight. I guess this is considered Dulverton. So this is going to be Dulverton Food. Keep this open, new line. We're going to go, we'll be able to, we're actually going to put a road in down around here into Dulverton so that we can move some of our food that way, and then the rest of our food is going to come around this way back to Castle. So let's go ahead, we're going to take our farm stop and move it all the way into town. Now this is going to be a very long route, so we're going to need quite a few wagons on it. Yeah, I think we're going to leave it like that. What we could also do, which may be a better idea, is use our whatever this plant is, our goods factory station as a... Oh, look, we got the Zoroaster. ship. And hopefully we'll be able to play with some ships in this game, in this game here. Because as you can see, we do have these nice little waterways. There's not too much along them, but I'm hoping we'll be able to play around with the boats some, because they're very nice to look at as well. But anyway, what I was saying is, our goods factory, we could use this station as a sort of transfer point and then have things come into the city separate, which we actually might do. So I'm just going to go ahead, remove this, and add this. And we're going to call this our road freights castle food. Close that for right now. So if we click here, we can see that we're bringing in goods, and we have the city about 21% covered for good deliveries. And we want our food that we will be making coming into our commercial district, which is pretty well covered by this one station. I wish I had a little more coverage, but for right now we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to have this one. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go ahead, grab another depot, and we're going to put it over here. Just gonna put it in right there. Gonna buy quite a few. Let's see. I think we're going to go ahead and buy 10 wagons, and we are going to put them on our food line. Let's see, where is that? Oh, did I not put in our line? I thought I did. Okay, let's put in our line first. So, new line from the farm up to our food factory. So road freights, and this is going towards Dulverton. We can just call it, well, no, I don't want to call it food. Let's just call it farm. No, that's dumb. Road freight, Dulverton. I think grain. Even though it'll end up shipping livestock, I think, as well. We can just call it the grain line, just so we remember what it is. So Dulverton grain. All those are set now. Our Dulverton food line, which I think has been named incorrectly. No, we did have a Dulverton food line. Okay, so we did have that line. I'm not sure why I was missing it. Whatever, we can just remove it now. But yeah, as you can see, pretty much all of our places are profitable. And actually, I think once our grain line starts going, it'll be profitable as well. So yeah, we should really be bringing in the money. This is a very good start. Let me just double check. Yeah, so our line does start from there and gets shipped over. And that's going to be our castle food line. So I'm going to go ahead and... Actually, I'm going to... Yeah, actually, no, yeah. We have to do this. Just for right now, we're just going to grab 4 of them, put them on the castle food line. That way, our processing plant will see the demand coming from castle and begin making food as soon as we start delivering from the farm. I'm going to take this and rename it. That's another thing I did between episodes. I renamed all of the stops around, all of the stations to whatever they're by. That way they're just a little easier to identify if I bring them up in the list all here. So let's take this one, and we're also going to rename it. It's our food plant. Ooh, so we got the Borsig engine now, and the Bavarian passenger car. As soon as we start getting some good money in, I am definitely going to be looking into the rail system. But at the same time, I do want to pay down this loan, just so our loan interest here, as you can see, decreases. Although we are only at 20,000 now, that's really not too bad. Compared to our almost our 400,000 income that we're making. And our maintenance, or our running costs are actually pretty low. We're under 200,000. Now it looks like we could add some more wagons onto our line coming into the city. So I think I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to grab just 2 more wagons for right now. And we're going to put them on the castle goods line, I believe. Yeah. So production's only at 30, and we're actually waiting on both plastic and our planks to come in. And as you can see, our plastic is stacking up here, waiting to be taken in. And apparently we also have some fuel there, because it thinks it's going to start delivering down here into the city. I don't really want it doing that right now, but I guess it's fine as it is. I'm just going to need to add a lot more wagons onto this line. So let's actually just go ahead and do that. Gonna grab another 6, and we're putting them onto the plastics line. That should help take care of that demand. Now, for some reason, you can see here, our chemical plant is actually storing plastic right now. I'm not really sure why. There must just be, it's probably something about this is holding up production overall. So yeah, so we got 6 more on there. This is storing our oil, so we don't need to do much with that. We don't really need to upgrade this line per se. And we can just leave all that like that. Now I wish these carts weren't moving wood over here to be made into planks, but I guess it's just going to stack up and then it'll die off, and for right now it's making us some extra money because the carts would normally be empty. There's just not much we can do with the planks that get made over here. And I don't want any of our carts picking up planks. But it does look like they're all taking plastic, so I guess they're being smart right now. I'm actually going to add 2 more wagons and put them on our planks line, because you can see our planks are really starting to stack up. And our food is also stacking up some. Let's see, we've got livestock, grain, crap, it's wanting to move grain onto this line. I'm not sure why. Oh, I think it's trying to bring it all the way up here to be turned into fuel. Yeah, we don't want that. So I actually need to go onto this line. Which line is it? So this is going to be our castle food line. We only want them picking up food. We don't want them picking up grain. So let's open our line. Let's grab our castle food line and tell all of them to go into the depot. Oh, my voice is extremely dry right now. So once these guys all get into the depot, we can start changing them over to food only. It's down near the bottom. That way they will stop picking up grain from here and transporting it inefficiently along our lines all the way up here to get made into plastic, which we do not want. I typically don't like trying to do this where they have specific things they'll pick up unless I absolutely have to, because sometimes it does actually help your network a little bit. When empty carts would normally be running, they will sometimes pick things up and you just earn a little extra money. But for the way that this is going, I'm just going to go ahead and assign them only to food, and we can go ahead and put them back on the food run. Let's take a look at our things. I guess that was all of them on the food run. So food should start coming down pretty soon. Although I'm not seeing... Okay, so there's some production. They're storing food, but they're not actually passing it on for some reason. This is in the catchment area, so it should be putting the food there. It comes down here. Okay, so there was one delivery. Let's see. Okay, this grain onto castle food. That should be gone. I'm not sure why that's still there. He's got food. I'm gonna turn him around. Okay. Okay, so now it's starting to move some food over. It's just going slow. Then our food will come down here. I'm still not sure why this is showing grain on the castle food line. When I set those to food only, it should have gotten rid of that. So that's a little annoying. But shouldn't be hurting anything, so it's whatever. Alright, we have some money, so let's go ahead and figure out this road heading into Dulverton for its food delivery. Let's go ahead, turn on contour lines, and try and find the best route down this mountain, because it's gonna get pretty steep here. Actually, we have to do some short little pieces, or the game thinks you want to make bridges and things, so you have to just kind of go at it slow. Just small piece by piece. That might not have been the best way to approach this. It's a little too steep for the road we have here. So let's actually back it up a little bit. I like having the ground look okay, so I'm just going to smooth this out a little bit. And you can see we're really starting to bring in some money now. Yeah, we're getting 100,000 on our grain deliveries. And almost another 100,000, yep, 100,000 on our crude deliveries. That is all very good. I'm gonna go ahead and pay down this loan completely as soon as I get the chance. Okay, so we're gonna bring the road down this way. And we're just gonna try to keep following the contours as best as we can. Oops. Okay, now we're about to hook up with the town. So I think we can just do that. Let's go ahead and grab a freight station. Switch over to our map here. And we want to try and cover as much of the commercial as we can. Which means getting this into the center of town, which also means destroying a few buildings in the process, but we have the money, so we're gonna just go ahead and do it. Whoops. I was hoping to get a little better coverage without destroying so many buildings. Let's try it around here maybe. Nope, it's even worse. Maybe on this side. So it's 237 and we get mostly covered. This is going to be 300,000 and we cover effectively everything. So I think that's what we're going to go for, is right here in the middle. Yeah, it's going to be our best bet. So I'm just going to get right in here. Actually, I want to see if the upgraded one would fit. Yes, it will. So, in case we need it in there, it will fit. Alright, let's grab our line manager. New line. From there, into town. This is road freight, Dolverton, food. And now we want to add quite a few. Actually, let's see. Production is pretty low right now. We actually need to start shipping more grain and livestock. So let's add these guys onto our grain line. grab a few more and put them on the Dulverton food line. And this production really should start ramping up. It's honestly a little low, although I'm not sure why it's not transferring faster. Maybe it's because I placed it so far away. I'm not really sure. But yeah, let's just take a look at our lines, see how they're doing. So yeah, our grain line is doing a lot in business. We're getting up here we almost hit 130k from it. Still looking right around 100k for our crude oil line. Our plastic line is doing just over 100,000. Yeah, things are doing very well. Our bus lines are not doing super great, but they're not too bad. We could actually use a few more stagecoaches on the between city line. But I think for now, I am just going to leave it as it is. Let's take a look at what's going on here. So we've got fuel stacking up quite a bit there. I think production, yeah, production is way down right now for plastics. Let's look over here. So we just have very low planks and plastic. I'm actually going to go ahead and add a couple more guys onto our planks line. I'm not sure why production is quite that low. We don't have that much plastic being transferred around, and this place could definitely use it, so I'm not really sure why it is so low. Unless we've saturated this town with goods, that could... Nope, we're only at 35%, so... yeah, we're definitely needing these things to be a little more productive. Alright, so now we're starting to get some older vehicles. Let's see what lines they are on. Okay, so they're all on kind of different lines. Looks like it's all our stagecoaches though, so we can replace those easily. So let's just open our line manager. We're going to look at our road passenger lines, and we're going to turn on auto replacement. So set vehicle, stagecoach, and auto replace. But we are gonna just wait a little. Actually, we're making enough money. We can just set it to 100%. And then we're gonna do that for each of these. Stagecoach, yes. Stagecoach, and yes. And now those will auto replace as needed. And we still don't need hardly anything on our inner city lines. Everyone just wants to travel between the cities, it looks like. So we can just even add, I think, another... I'm just going to add another 3 onto our Corsham-Dulverton line. And as you can see, our loan interest is down to only 5K a month because we've paid it down to 500K. So, yep, now we're gonna be really into the money and saving up for some nice train routes. Okay, so it looks like our food is really starting to ramp up here. We're going to want to add some more guys onto our Dulverton food line. I can't actually tell if food is making it into oh yeah, there we go. So food is actually making it over here to Castle. It's just very slow because it has to go so far. This is where we're really going to benefit from a train route through here. And in fact, because of the way this is set up, we're probably going to go with a circular freight line. And then a more point-to-point passenger line through these 4 towns. And then the next town is not until they're way down here on the basically the southern edge of our map. But I do want to get to about $2 million that we just have before I start putting in our train lines, because buying the locomotives and cars is very expensive, and I want to make sure I have plenty of funds before we start doing that. Right, so now some of our other vehicles are starting to reach into their life. So let's open our line again. And we're just going to go ahead and put in replacements. Just grab our horse wagon and say yes. And we have to do that for each of these right now. Oh, and I have to say, I really do enjoy the music in this game. It's very relaxing and calming. It's a nice change of pace. I usually, when I do my Planet Coaster videos, I tend to listen to metal or hard rock. Obviously, when I put my videos together, I put in some different free music that I find on YouTube, and it's a little more calming. I like the calming music for the actual videos, but when I'm working, I tend to listen to, you know, higher BPM songs, just to kind of keep me in the working mood, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but I really like the music for this game. It's very nice. So yeah, as you can see, we're making quite a lot of money from our lines. And actually our crude line has dropped. We are making just over 100,000 on it, and right now we're only at about 40, dropping down to 30. So I'm not sure, it's just slowing down quite a bit, it seems. Then again, our production for this is down and things are being stored instead of sent out. I'm not really sure why. We should have a lot more plastic stacked up. But production is down for this as well, even though it has the potential for 92. For some reason, it's just not demanding very much plastic, it doesn't seem, because it's not stacked up along our route. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Yeah, because these guys are now transferring fuel almost exclusively. For some reason, the plastic just doesn't seem to be coming down. And it's not, like I said, it's not really stacking up that much up here yet. Let's see, are they coming down with anything? They're just transporting plastic, it looks like. So if the guys on this line are having a problem deciding between plastic and fuel, that might be a problem, but then we should be seeing the plastic stacked up here, so I'm not entirely sure why that seems to be pretty low in production right now. It may just be... Actually, no, this is probably what it is. There's so many goods stacked up here. Oh, look, we got a horse cart, and of course we had just set everything to replace on the horse wagon when the horse cart is much better. But we also got the Obesante, which is a steam-powered passenger car. It's basically a bus. And actually, what we're going to do with that is open our line, find our Corsham to Dulverton line, and we're going to change the replacements. Because they are a bit faster. Oh, actually, the Lobosante is only a couple miles an hour faster. I thought it did 20 kilometers an hour. But for one extra passenger, yeah, I think we're gonna switch over to it actually. So we'll set that, and we'll set at 25, that way everything gets replaced. So we will monitor that. I'm gonna have to put some more guys on this line, it looks like, to move the goods and fuel in. So we're getting goods, a little bit of food. It's still not really coming on all that strong. And then quite a bit of fuel. So we're gonna have to add some more guys. So let's go here and horse carts now, because they move a bit faster. They're much nicer. Actually, okay, first thing we're going to do, we're going to come down normal speed. We're going to look at our castle food line. Or no, castle goods. Castle goods is what we want. Let's look at our vehicles and actually change these guys over to the castle food line. I'm just gonna turn all of them over to the castle food. And now for our castle goods line, we are going to buy some horse carts. I think 4 should be fine. So, castle goods. And I do want some horse carts, I think, on this. Just because there is something... Well, it's not stacking up too bad yet. So we might not need to upgrade them to horse carts just yet. I am going to take our line manager, though. Let's see here. So all of these that we had set to horse wagons are now going to get set to horse carts. Let's see, that is castle food. Actually, I want to send these guys back in so that they're only carrying food. Let's see, 2 more. Set vehicle, horse carts, food, which is somewhere on this list. There it is. Let's change all these over to the horse cart because it is much better. No. Okay, there we go. All right. As you can see, this is the problem with horse carts versus the horse wagons. They all get stuck behind the horse wagons and get slowed down. Yeah, so it must just be the production is not asking for more plastic right now, just because of how much stuff is built up right here. Yeah, because we've got fuel, food, and a whole lot of goods all waiting to go into Castle, which means we need to put some more horse carts on that line. This guy needs switched over to food down here. Put him back on the food line. Open our line here. So they're still incoming, we're waiting on them. And our loan is completely repaid. And we're making a lot of money. Almost 300,000 a year. That's pretty good for 1871. Before long, we're going to be able to put in a very nice freight system in here, and then that should bring, yeah, that should bring in a lot more money once we get that set up. Yeah, we want to add just a couple more horse carts onto this road, or onto this line. Let's put you on food and you on food. Put them on the food line, and then we're going to buy a couple horse carts and set them on the castle goods. Now I do actually want to rename this from Castle Goods. I think we're going to do Castle just incoming. So I know that it's taking whatever is stored herein. But yeah, this town is definitely gonna grow with all that crap all that crap coming in. All those resources coming in. Let's go ahead and just extend the roads out a little bit. Get ready for it to grow, hopefully. If these roads would come out straight, that would be very helpful. There's apparently a big hill here or something that... Although it doesn't look like it, I'm not sure why it's costing so much. It's a little ridiculous. Just a little bit. And then that's a way better cost, so I'm not sure why just that tiny little bit right there was throwing something off. Okay, that looks good for now. Let's go ahead and check out our other towns, see how they are doing. Just gonna connect these up a little bit. Oh, I did actually want to see... Yeah, here's one. I wanted to check out these Lightworks up close. Yeah, you can see just how nice some of their models are. Ooh, even the stagecoach. I forgot to show that off earlier, but yeah, their stagecoaches, this little guy, very nice looking. And then you also get the people inside. And apparently I can actually click on them. Oh, they're just a random number, but yeah. So there's 5 people riding it, and you can actually see that there's 5 people in it. So that's just a really nice little touch. It's very nice. Let's see how many have changed over to those new ones. Just 2 for now, but they should start changing over pretty soon. Let's check our money real quick. So still making right around 300,000 a year. We're a little low right now just because we did spend quite a bit. Need to add a couple more guys onto this line. Actually, let's see. So this is our oil line. We're actually going to just send them all back and sell. And just add a bunch of horse carts new. There we go. That should help speed this line up a little bit. And as we can see, this is getting pretty busy now. So I think I'm going to go ahead and upgrade it. And because I can, I just wanted to make this a 4-lane country road, because why not? Take one more quick look here at our lines, see just how well we're doing. As you can see, we only have 2 unprofitable lines right now, and one of them is less than 1,000, and the other one looks like it spikes up to about negative 4,000, but hovers right around losing 1,000. And that's our grain line, which seems to have slowed down a bit. I think it's because there's so much food stacked up. We do need this Dulverton line going a little bit faster. And it's 26% covered on food, so that's not too bad. Okay, so now that we've really got some money flowing in, I think that's going to be it for this episode. If you like this episode, hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, all that good stuff, and I'll see all of you in the next episode.